do, you got a chance to go back, look at it on film, and things like that. What were some of the things that you thought, maybe changed from that first half, second half? Was there anything in particular Duke was doing? Just what did you see there?
I think in the first half we took what they were giving us. In the second half, I personally, I feel like we should have kept that same mindset and stayed aggressive. I think we were a little conservative, but I think it was a lesson, and just that's what we should do from now on, just to take whatever they're giving us to make a good play. So.
Did you feel it was a matter of trying to protect the lead and not, add on to the, do you think there was anything in particular that changed as far as wanting to, add on as opposed to being more conservative, like you said?
I think with just having a new QB back there, is always want to keep him as settled as possible. So maybe that could have played a role, but I just think at the end of the day we didn't execute as a whole. So.
What growth have you seen from Jacoby since he was thrust into QB1?
Getting comfortable, just in practice too, just taking control in practice in the game. He's starting to settle down, understand, just creating a rhythm with everything. So yeah.
And how have you seen his confidence improve over the past 2 weeks?
Oh, every day I see it. He's wanting it his way. How he wants us to run a certain route because that's how he feels comfortable throwing it. So every day I see him progressing better. So.
You said that it feels like you guys have also gotten more comfortable in him. Let's say drive finishes, you guys are going over the sidelines, maybe talking about, he's giving you pointers, you guys are giving him pointers. Tell me about that. What are those conversations like there?
Oh yeah, so we miss a pass, come straight to the sideline. Hey, do it like this, try it like this, and that's where I think I've seen from where he didn't start. He was just sitting in the back, but now that he's starting to be comfortable, he's starting to open up a little bit more.
Has any of that surprised you at all, Nate? Just when he has said, I'd rather you do it like this? Has that been, yet another learning curve for you with, dealing with a new quarterback and getting used to all that?
No, actually not, because most quarterbacks are different, I think that's the game of football is adjusting. So it's actually probably pretty common with just different QBs, just different skill sets. So.
Nate, do you feel like Kobe is getting back to being the Kobe that we saw at the beginning of last year before the injury?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. His feet was just messing with him last year. There was some injury. But yeah, he's definitely getting back to it. Yeah.
What are just some of the signs of that? Any particular moments, whether it be practice or game, that you said, okay, he's back.
With Kobe?
With Kobe.
Oh, he's starting to move faster. Just sometimes like last year, he would come limping a little bit, saying his feet, but I haven't heard it from him actually. So.
Do you think? Part of that, maybe you had conversations with him about this, maybe you haven't, but part of that's just you're out there and you're worried about him, or he's worried about injuring himself again because he basically broke his foot on air.
Yeah. So sometimes if a ball's behind him, just warming up, most of the time he usually tries to go for it. I just tell him not to go for it because that could affect his foot. Just no reason to go for it. But I do think anytime you are playing, you shouldn't worry about injury. You should just play. So I think he's just playing free, just making plays. So.
And you missed a game earlier because you had an injury. Are you 100% right now?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You haven't got a lot of touches originating on the other side of the line of scrimmage. A lot of them been behind the line of scrimmage. What has been the challenge in maybe working through with a new quarterback, a little bit of a different twist to the offense to where you can get the ball in areas where you can be most productive?
Yeah, so I think it's just part of the game. Just it's gonna come. Just show up every day. At the end of the day, be a team player. We're trying to win. So whatever that takes, that's what we need to do. So.
Nate, how stunning is it that it's only 4 catches for you on the season?
It is stunning, but like I said, sometimes it's like that. I've played college football for a long time. I've seen it around the country, but sometimes it's the ball might not come your way. The ball might come your way, but when it does, you need to make the play. So yeah.
Going back to us talking to you in camp, and it seemed like, you know, you felt like you were better than ever going into this season. Is that fair to think that personally you were expecting a big year?
I feel like everybody expects a big year, and I can say for myself I wasn't expecting a big year, but you know what I'm saying? Just you have to have the same mindset with everything. Just show up every day. You know, you just play to win. Just show up for the team.
You had end around each game that you played. You like that? Is that fun? Is that something that you kind of think you take one to the house if you get one of those end arounds?
I'm sorry. What you say?
You had a run each game.
Uh-huh.
The little end arounds, reverse. They're either reverses or end around, however they originate. Do you like that? Do you like the opportunity to get a touch in that situation and maybe finding a seam that you can break?
Yeah, I think any opportunity to get the ball, I like it. So yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But it's been in each game that you played, so it looks like it's I wouldn't say a staple of the offense, but
Yeah.
it sort of is something that obviously coach thinks this might be something you can get a nice chunk out of.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think every week we're trying to disguise everything differently. We're basically everybody's running the same plays. It's just how you disguise it differently. So
12 yards per carry on those end arounds.
really,
Yeah, that's what it says here.
okay.
They have you doing kick returns too, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of the NFL kickoff rule, new one?
Man, honestly, I don't like it because I think it's harder to score now. But I mean, it is safer, in my opinion, because the speed that everybody runs down is crazy. So, yeah.
It's got to be weird being a kickoff returner in college, knowing that, like, you know, if you do make the league and they make you a returner, it's going to be wildly different.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, you got the ball in your hand, so it's an opportunity. So, yeah.
Not trying to harp too much on the catches, things like that. I know you talk about having the same mindset, week to week, things like that. Was there any sort of adjustment period for you, like, okay, this week might not look like this week as far as attention I'm getting? Like, was there any sort of adjustment that you kind of had mentally in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, sometimes it's hard, not having a lot of targets or a lot of catches. But like I said, I've been playing for a long time, and I've learned, like, just to keep a stable mindset. Just keep playing ball. If it comes your way, it does. So
Did you think the dude for Central was going to rip your head off?
I did not.
The photos didn't look good.
Yeah, it didn't feel good either. So.
But like I'm sure it didn't. But that got you. I mean, like, whereas it looked like, it might be like a concussion type thing. That got your hamstring on the one.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, foot got stuck in the ground.
Gotcha. Yeah, that'll do it. Hey, what would you say, just in your opinion, are the areas that this offense can get better at? 5 games into the season, where's the room for growth with this group on offense, do you think?
Yeah, man, I think that's a big question we try to ask ourselves every day. Showing up and practicing, asking ourselves what works for us and what can we roll with, what's going to get us rolling. Man, I think obviously we play a new defense every week, so we study film and we go into that. We can see what has worked against them, and if it worked against them, have we done it before, and can it work for us, and how good does it work for us? Is it easy for us? Is it, you know what I'm saying? I think we should somewhat just try our best to get a rhythm in general. Just find what works for us, find our identity. So yeah.
Still looking a little bit.
Yeah.
Just as you look to, Pitt, without obviously giving away anything, super secret, schematic wise, what are some of the things that just stand out about Pitt's defense?
Yeah, so from the first time I played them, they've been running the same defense. It's the same guy, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to put their corners on islands, and they're going to play their safeties off, and they're going to play a lot of man and a lot of press. I think we'll have a chance this week to be explosive, but I think we have a chance every week to be explosive. I think we just have to go out and execute at the end of the day.
Nate, what would you say as a veteran, just with you guys, the players, the group of guys, what would you say the mood is like? These 2 losses, obviously Jimmy loss was not great, and then Duke, you've got the big lead, you blow the lead. say the mood of this team is in terms of the players?
Hungry, you know. Obviously, losing is not a good feeling. And this is not a program that is used to losing, or we're used to, you know, being on a roll. But the locker room is great. Like, we still hungry, show up every day. You know, just wanting to figure out, like I said, like the identity. Like, how can we get back to where we need to be to feel well, not comfortable, but like just continue the roll, basically. So.
I mean, I'd imagine that part of the identity you guys have gone through, you know, 3 quarterbacks at this point. Do you think that's maybe part of an issue in having a singular identity and that's changed so much?
Yeah, so that's tough. You know, I've dealt with the 3 quarterbacks before, and a lot of receivers here, or most of them, and probably the coaches haven't dealt with 3 quarterbacks in one season. It is tough. It is very tough, actually. Like I said, every QB likes different things. Every QB skill set is different. So when you switch quarterbacks, you're basically adjusting the offense of what the QB does best most of the time. So it is difficult, but it can be done. So that's why I feel like as a whole, we still have to execute.
All right. Thank you, Nate.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.